And there they go.
Well, MetaRacingNews.com, Magic and Dr. Miranda here to preview the Black-Eyed Susan Stakes, the feature race Friday at Pimlico on Preakness Stakes weekend. And Dr. Miranda, I've got some great news for you. There's no secret oath in this race. You don't have to worry about handicapping her for this race. That's in the Preakness Stakes. You want those thoughts, you can check that out over at our website. But for your purposes, Dr. Miranda, 13 three-year-old fillies in what is basically the second leg of the unofficial Triple Crown for the fillies. So walk us through this field in this mile and eighth race.
All right, to start off, we have the number 1, Divine Huntress, who we last saw in the Gazelle, where she didn't fare too well. She finished 5th by 5 lengths. The notes state that she weakened, so I really don't think she likes this distance of a mile and an eighth. She was doing well this winter, but she was also running 6 furlong and 7 furlong races. She did win an optional claimer at a mile, but that was at Parks, so I think the water's just a little bit too deep here. The second horse is Missy Greer, who has only raced 4 times in her lifetime. She just broke her maiden on her 4th try. Her first 2 attempts were on the turf, the last 2 were on the dirt. She does seem to be improving each time out, but this is her first stakes debut. Her highest buyer is a 78, and she's never gone this far before, so I'm just going to go ahead and pass. The number 3 is Miss Yearwood, who is another filly who just broke her maiden last month at Churchill Downs. It also took her 4 times to break her maiden. The one thing that I like a bit more about her versus the number 2 is that this horse has raced farther than this distance, and that race she won by 7 lengths. She is consistent at a 76 buyer, one at a mile and 16th, another is a mile and a 4th. I love when they get back-to-back double buyer. I like that angle. She just ran a 58-second 5 furlong workout, which is amazing for any horse, whether it's a boy or a girl. She closes, and this is going to be a quick pace. So the pace meltdown could do her some favors in this race. The number 4 is Midnight Stroll, who has won back-to-back races at Tampa. She won both of those races going gate to wire with a slow pace. But this time she's facing horses who are faster than her, and this is going to be a much quicker pace. She's going to have to stalk to have any chance. She did win her last race at an 82 buyer, so she could be interesting if she can win without not having the lead. So this race is going to test her versatility. The number 5 is Beguine, who wasn't also eligible for the Oaks. I know that owner is a very elderly man. He wanted her to get into that race, but unfortunately she did not, and that's how she ended up here. This is probably a much better spot for her because I don't know how she would have done against Secret Oath and Nest, which are the best 3-year-old fillies right now. In her last race at Oaklawn in the Fantasy, she got 2nd place by only a neck. She was closing in on Ugiri and ran out of room. This race is longer, so I think that she's going to be a tough contender in here, and I'm surprised that her odds are at 12-1. She's a very strong horse. She has a good chance to pull this off, and she also gets a rider upgrade with Jose Ortiz. The number 6 is Luna Bell, who I was honestly not familiar with until this morning. She comes from Laurel Park and has been undefeated in her last 5 starts. She has won 5 straight ungraded stakes and is looking to add to this one to be number 6. But I'm not sure how strong the competition was in any of those stakes that she raced in. Her buyers are strong at mid-80s, but she has gained a lot of fans. And being in Maryland at a local track, her odds are going to be very short. I mean, she's already 9-2, and in my opinion, she's not as good as some of these other horses in here. I'm just going to pass altogether on the win bet. The number 7 is Distinctly Possible, who is a lightly raced 3-year-old. She raced twice in 2021 and placed in both of those. One was in the Alcibiades, where she faced Juju's Map. They then put her in a maiden special weight after having 6 months off, and won against another horse in here. She's never raced this long before, but she is the daughter of Curlin, so that shouldn't be an issue. The pace is going to be fast, so she's going to have to go a little bit faster in this race if she wants to have a chance. The number 8 is Candy Light, who has been also racing at Laurel, just like Luna Bell. She has faced her twice, been no match for her. She started off at a turf horse. They moved her to the dirt. She did get a pretty good buyer last time out, but like I said, I don't think that Laurel has the best quality of horses, and the fact that she was no competition to Luna Bell makes me not like her even more. The number 9 is Interstate Daydream, who most recently got 3rd in the Ashland Stakes behind the Oaks runner-up Nest, but she was 8 lengths behind her. She did win an optional claimer at Oaklawn by impressive lengths, but she honestly wasn't up against a lot. She's been working out great, but I think that this race is just going to be as tough as the Ashland. Even though she's not going to be facing Ness, she likes to be forward placed, and she's going to have to try and hold on to that pace while going even farther. The number 10 is Adair Manor, who came in second place behind Desert Dawn in the Santa Anita Oaks. Desert Dawn, surprisingly, got third place in the Kentucky Oaks. I don't think a lot of people saw that coming. She was behind Secret Oath and Ness. The fact that she only lost by a neck and was gaining in on her makes me like her a little bit more in the spot. She doesn't necessarily need the lead to win races. As she's shown in the G3, she won back in February. The pace is going to be fast, and I think that if she can sit back a bit, she's going to have a good chance in this race. Before the Santa Anita Oaks, she had gone two for two, winning by 12 and then 13 lengths. So she clearly is talented. It just depends if she's going to be getting pushed outside like she did the Santa Anita Oaks where she didn't win. The number 11 is Radio Days, who most recently got second in the Beaumont at Keeneland. She was beat by 8 lengths by Madureira. In both her wins, they were at shorter distances, though. The one time that she did race at a mile, she got 4th place. That was her worst race, her worst buyer of her career. So I'm not completely sure if this is the distance she really wants. I'm also not sure if this is the surface that she wants. Some of her pedigree is all turf, so I'm surprised they've not tried her on turf with this girl, so I'm going to be good looking elsewhere. The number 12 is Favor, who we've not seen since mid-March. She was in the Fairground Oaks and lost to Echo Zulu in Hidden Connection. Before that, she did win 2 races back-to-back at Gulfstream, but like I said before, not the toughest company. So with 2 months off, she has had plenty of time to kind of grow up a little bit more. But the one thing I don't like about her is that she drew an outside post and she likes to stalk. So it's going to be very tough for her. But the good thing is that she has the numbers in her past to be a contender in here. The last horse, the number 13, is Morning Matcha, who was no match in the Gazelle last month. She finished 6 to 7 horses behind Nostalgic and Vinty Valentine, who are in the Kentucky Oaks. Neither of them hit the board for various reasons. But I do not think that she likes going the extra distance. It seems to me her niche is more like 7 furlongs and a mile. But one thing I want to consider, though, is that she is a very, very deep closer. So if there is a pace meltdown, it may work in her favor. So with all of that said, my top pick in this race is going to be the number 5 Beguine. She's been working out great. She's on an upward trend, and she has the speed to stalk in here. Not to mention, she's at 12 to 1, so that's a great price. Underneath an exacta box, I'm going to be adding in the favorite Adair Manor and Miss Yearwood, so it's going to be a 3, 5, 10 box. Trifecta box, I'm going to be throwing in the local favorite of Lunabelle, so 3, 5, 6, 10 box. And lastly, we have to add a super. We have 13 horses in here, so we're going to go 3, 5, 6, 10, and I'm going to add in the number 12 Favor.
Dr. Miranda going through the 13 fillies lined up for the Grade 2 Black-Eyed Susan Stakes here, and we'll see what kind of price we get on your top pick, Beguine. Yeah, 12 to 1 on the morning line surprised me as well, but if you're heavily on her, and I know some people on the Racing Dudes team like her as well, she is a daughter of Gun Runner and has improved every single start. We'll see if she keeps it going with Jose Ortiz on Friday. Head over to racingnews.com. We have you covered with free picks for every race, every track across the country. You can also purchase the Inside Track to the Preakness Stakes wagering guide with full in-depth analysis of every race on Saturday's card. That's available right now at racingnews.com, Joe. Go check that out. Click like before you leave. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you at the track.